Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is a scene for Salem. It's actually just a random social scene, so sit back and enjoy. Lucy and Fenris are meeting in a local chocolate shop, like hot chocolate shop, across by the docks. There you go. Have fun.
Fenris will make his way in, um, looking around if Lucy's there,
Lucy will wave at him from one of the tables.
and he'll smile and come, and he'll hug her and go, "Hello, Lucy."
Hello. And she'll slide over a white hot chocolate.
And he'll sit down and he'll just like add even more sugar, like heaps of sugar, and then start drinking it. So, how have you been?
It has been interesting.
Have you seen Dawn again?
Briefly, yes.
Did you talk to her?
Yes, not
Hmm.
about much.
Yes, and did your matters get settled?
I'm not sure they will. She shrugs.
And he'll smile and he'll say, so did you make sure she saved the Bible?
It is safe.
And he'll smile and say, that's good.
She nods.
I met her pet, or her friend. And he'll scratch his
Prince.
head. It's a big purple lion that talks.
Prince.
Prince, that's his name.
It is good that she has him.
And he'll smile and goes, he seems very protective of her. I think he might be a strong warrior from what I saw of him.
I think I think she is not quite who he wants her to be, who he follows her for. But that doesn't mean she can't be.
She's still young. She will grow into what he wants if she wishes so. And
Lucy nods.
Hillsman goes, so are you looking forward to the Sunday dinner?
Yeah, also planning to go riding.
To go riding what?
Horses. At least, yes, horses. Unless they have started gelding anything else.
Okay, and Hillsman goes, so Sunday? You're doing that?
No, it should at least theoretically be sooner.
And Hillsman goes, and so have you seen and he'll scratch Mark and sorry, the other character. Well, yeah, he'll say, have you seen Mark lately?
He invited me over to the university to record some music.
And he'll scratch his head, record music.
Yes, apparently you can put it onto shining discs for later, but I still haven't quite worked out how you get it back off the disc. She shrugs.
And he'll
You played the song back for me, so I have heard it, but I'm still not entirely sure how the system works.
And he'll smile with and shrug. I don't know. Didn't have only music we could get where I was music that was played live, was played in front of you.
Well, at the nightclub they have music.
And he'll say yes, but I'm not sure how it works. It's loud music. I don't like it, so I didn't ask.
Well, presumably it was recorded somewhere and is now played again
It
at
comes out of
louder volume.
It comes out of big black boxes.
Lucy will shrug. I was going to ask Mel, but he has been somewhat busy lately.
And he'll say, so what has he been busy with? Has he found anyone's family?
No, I think it is with his human job, so to speak. The work that he is always expected to do. Perhaps there is more of it than usual. Or perhaps he is involved in maid-related activities. Lucy will shrug.
And he'll nod. And she'll say, so what have you been doing except for, all that with your days and singing? Have you looked at your hollow more?
It is a pleasant enough space. I should like to see about doing something with the garden at some point.
I shall just smile and nod. I shall scratch his head. Maybe one day I can find a hollow. I'll have to look for one.
Maybe you won't have to look for one. Mine sort of found me. She shrugs. But yes, looking would probably increase the likelihood.
And he'll just nod. And take a sip of his hot chocolate.
The doorbell will ding, and a red-headed woman comes in. She's wearing very dark wash jeans with a pair of high heels, black high heels. And they're like the kind that are tight and have the edge rolled up a little bit. She's wearing like a black button-up shirt, but very designer looking, very pretty, and she's carrying like a black purse. And she has on a like a very stylish kind of dark red leather coat that kind of comes down to her thighs, and she's wearing black sunglasses, and she'll look around for a guy that matches Fenris's description: long blonde hair, tall, blah 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 blah. And
I'll see her with a woman with red hair she hasn't seen yet, and not in this world, and she'll turn his head to the side. And she'll go, this woman has pretty hair. I like red hair. One of my first mates had red hair. Her name was Freya.
And she'll kind of walk over to Fenris, because you're the only fucking 6'9" long blonde haired man in the room, and she'll say, "Are you Fenris?" Or sorry, no, she just said, "Are you Michael?"
He'll make big eyes and goes, yes I am. I'm Michael. I shall look at her and goes, you have very pretty hair.
Oh, thank you. It is loose, it's down right now, so it's pretty much doing what it's doing in the picture, all kind of flowy and pretty and flame-like. And she was like, "You have nice hair too."
And she'll smile. Hey, thank you. So your name is. And she'll wait.
It's Magdalena, but you can call me Maga or Magda. Or she'll just shrug. Whatever. She'll fish through her bag and she'll pull out like an envelope that has like it's kind of thick, and she'll hand it to Fenris and she'll say, "My brother said not to open that here."
Okay, and she'll take it. And are her tattoos visible or not?
No, she's wearing long sleeves. So.
And she still has her color sunglasses. I was going to ask what color is her hair, her eyes, but she has sunglasses on.
Yeah, she'll take them off though now that she's inside, and they're very bright green. They're like the same color as Luco is. But
And
she
she'll
does
look at.
look Hispanic. Like she has that Hispanic edge, but she still has like creamy skin and like red hair and green eyes.
Okay, and she'll look at her and be like, "Ooh, you." I look at her eye and goes, "Oh, you have the same color eyes as Gaia, a girl like you."
She'll kind of bite her lip and grin, and she'll look at Lucy, as in because she notices they're together, and she's like, "Who's your friend?"
And she'll look down and she'll smile at Lucy and goes, "This is Lucy."
Lucy, Lucy.
It is nice to meet you, Magda.
You are Don's aunt.
Pardon?
You're Don's aunt, right?
Yes.
She'll nod. My brother was telling me about you.
And who is your brother?
Lucio Vargas?
Are there many more of your siblings that I have yet to meet?
Who have you met?
Yourself, Lucio, Isabella, Gabriel.
There's just one more then. She's with our mother. Our mother's back home. She had a treatment this weekend, last weekend. And they had to keep her overnight. And she'll kind of shrug, like, at least it's getting close to the end, like, of her treatments. So she's like, but no, she's with, her name is Elisa. She's with our mother right now. I came to stay with Gabe, and she'll kind of shrug.
What is
Meet
wrong
Don?
with Gabe?
He's having headaches. He's always had migraines on and off, but they're getting really bad lately. And although medical tests are showing sometimes his blood pressure's high, sometimes he's stressed, there's really no medical reason for it. So I figured I might as well come out and help take care of him for a little bit. He, she'll kind of bite his lip, or she'll bite her lip, and she'll say, "Oh well." She'll shrug and like she was gonna say something, but she decides not to.
If you
Mm,
recall, Dawn gave him a herbal remedy to help with the issue.
Unfortunately, it seems to be reoccurring.
and
That
she'll
was
look at her
partly said to Fenris to remind him of who Gabe is.
and goes, yeah, she'll look and go, "Oh, yes, I remember Gabe. Hmm. He was, yes, he was sick when I last saw him." And then he'll look at Magda and goes, "Oh, did you want to say something?"
Oh no, no. Well, I was going to say he keeps getting these terrible nosebleeds. Maybe it's maybe it's just allergies. Honestly, we're coming into spring, and I don't think he's ever been here before.
I'm not sure quite what it is, but I think Dawn planned on explaining more to him on Sunday.
She'll kind of like tilt her head, like with almost kind of like a amused smile, and she'll just kind of think for a moment and nod.
Whatever it is, it seems to be something that she has seen before, or at least she believes so.
She'll nod. I don't think I'm going to be staying in Salem for very long. Maybe a week or two. I'm used to being in New York City. Is there... And she'll kind of look around like, this is really out of place for me. Um, um,
Would you care for something to drink?
sure, yes, of course. She'll think on it for a moment. Um,
And Fenn will scratch his head and goes, "Oh, I met someone from New York. His name was," and he'll think, Soren.
she'll smile at him, and she'll think for a moment, and she's like, "That was so familiar. Can't put my finger on it, though."
Lucy will gesture to a spare chair at the table for Magda.
Okay, she'll sit down. She'll say, "Oh, 1 second," and um, she'll say, "Do either of you two want something?"
Fenris will have finished his cup and goes, "I'll have another," and he'll look to DC, white hot chocolate.
Lucy nods. I'm fine, thank you. She'll gesture to her half-finished cup of tea.
Okay. She'll come back with a white hot chocolate for Fenris, and what looks to probably be like either a cappuccino or a latte, something like that for herself.
Something foamy and coffee-smelling.
And she also has a she has like a happy look on her face, and she'll put down a plate, and she like gives it a little teeny bounce, and she's like, "They have gluten-free pastries," and she'll sit down.
And Fenn will say, "So you have lots of brothers and sisters?"
Just 4, 5, counting me. We may have had more sisters or brothers, but my mother decided to stop after Isabella.
So Isabella is the youngest.
Mm-hmm. Then there's me, then Gabe, then Lizzie, and then we call her Lizzie, and then Lucia. Lucia was born when my mother was very young. She was only 17.
I was one of 6. But my elder sister died before I was born.
I had one brother, but he passed away, and he like looked down.
She gets big eyes. Like, well, that got dark fast. Like, she doesn't say it, but oh, I'm sorry for both of you.
And he'll like look up and look at Lucy and goes, "But it's okay. I found a new family. I found it, and like goes, I found a new sister, and new brothers." And he'll smile.
I see. And she'll give him a polite smile.
So, why are you going back to New York? Why don't you want to stay here with um Lucio and Isabella?
She'll shake her head and kind of sigh, and she's like, "Lucia's trying to get all of us to come up here, but she'll just kind of like, she just kind of looks like, really? I don't know. I love New York. It's my home, and I have all my clients there, so I don't, I feel like I'd be abandoning them, you know?"
He'll look and goes, "Clients? Where do you work? What do you do?"
"Oh, I'm a stylist." And she'll touch
Yeah,
her, like she's kind of twirling her hair around her finger, and she'll pull it, like she'll give it a little tug, like motioning her own hair. She's a hairstylist. I also do makeup. I'm a makeup artist.
okay, I'll smile at her.
We visited a makeup shop last week. It was a rather large assortment of products available.
You have fantastic bone structure. I've been dying to say that to you. She'll kind of just wave her hand, like it's gonna kill me if it doesn't come out.
Thank you.
Do you do anything? Do you have a regimen, or do you just is it genetics?
Perhaps not entirely genetics, but I don't have a routine specifically related to skin.
She'll nod at her. You should see my mother. She'll shake her head like it's not even believable what she looks like. We get confused for sisters all the time. She'll pull her phone out and she'll like kind of flip through it, and she'll turn the camera to Fenris and her, like the screen,
Okay.
so they can see.
So if Fenris looks.
She'll put that picture up. That's our mother.
Does she show it to Lucy as well, or does she just show it to Fenris?
Oh no, I said to the both of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she shows it to both of you.
The way you said it sounded more like you were just showing it to her and Fenris.
No.
Yeah,
She's showing it to Lucy and Fenris.
She'll say your mother is pretty. Everyone, and she'll think all the girls in your family are pretty.
She'll think about it for a moment, and she's like, I guess we take good care of ourselves. I mean, our parents always taught us to look our best, you know?
And she'll smile and nod. So, and how long did you say you were going back to New York?
Oh, I guess maybe a week or two. I guess it's gonna depend on Gabe. I kind of really want to be here while he's trying to figure out what's going on. When we get a more concrete answer.
And he'll scratch his head. Do you want to go on a? And he'll scratch. So he's thinking for the word and go. Date.
She blinks. With whom?
And he'll look around. Me.
And she'll kind of like her eyelashes will flutter naturally. Uh-huh. And she'll nod. Uh-huh.
And he'll smile, like a big smile that looks kind of kiddish. And he'll say, tomorrow night?
Uh-uh. She'll shake her head.
And she'll look at him and just go, when?
Tomorrow night is dinner at my brother's house. Family. Lucy, I think, is going to be there, aren't you?
And she'll think, oh yes, Sunday dinner, that's right. Yes, I'll be there.
We could just go out tonight.
And he'll smile and like nod.
She'll blush and sip her coffee.
When she blushes, Fenris will like have a strange, looks like puzzled, and will like touch her cheek and goes, and like kind of caress her cheeks with his fingers and goes, you're red.
She blushes deeper and kind of looks down. So, Lucy.
Fenris, do you remember what we said about touching people's faces without them necessarily wanting you to?
And he'll like quickly take his Hemingway and like look down the shade and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, Magda."
Um, she'll like sigh softly. No, Lucy, y-
Yes.
hi.
Hello. Was there something you wanted to ask me?
No, no, you just know your hair. It's a very lovely hair. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
And Fenris will like look back up and be, yeah, well, put his eyes back up, you know, a bit like a kid when they've done something bad but they're trying to get back. I'm going, so, where do you want to meet tonight?
Um, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I don't have Izzy's habit of just saying the first thing that comes to my mind, and she'll just rub her face. So happy right now that her makeup is basically smudge proof. She just rubs her face gently.
Do you want to meet on the docks? I like the docks. I like to look at the boats on the water.
There is no possible way that I could go onto the docks in the evening without every man between point A and point B catcalling me. And she'll nod, like this is experience.
What, Colin?
Catcalling. Hey, baby. That.
And he'll like
Oh,
look, he'll like
that's
narrow his eyebrows and be like, "That is not very nice. Seems rude."
They'll probably think I'm a woman of the night and try to solicit me for sex. And she'll nod.
And he'll say, "Then I will punch them."
Or we could just meet at a restaurant.
And he'll look at her and nod, and goes, and think of a restaurant he's seen. And he'll just say one that like is near the docks, because docks always comes just the name he remembers. Um, I shall think. Mario's. It's around, and she'll like look outside and goes, and then point to the left, this way, just a few doors away.
She'll nod. Okay. And she'll like pat his hand, like and give it a little squeeze.
So,
Lucy. She'll look back at Lucy. Lucy, when was the last time you had your hair styled?
quite a while ago.
Do you want me to give it a go? You should at least give it a little bit of a trim. You have some. I mean, not to be rude. I'm just saying you have. You could use a trim.
She'll shrug. I suppose so.
You'd have to cut off about that much. She'll point at like 4 inches. Because if your character hasn't gotten a haircut in oh fuck long.
Yeah, however, that being said, while she was on Arcadia, her hair didn't split.
Uh-huh.
It was essentially about 2 months worth. It
So yeah,
looked
that's why
like
she
she had
only.
her hair cut 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's why she only puts like 4 inches of fingers apart. She doesn't do that much. She's like, don't do it that much. If you want to keep it at that style, I can also style it for you. You'd probably look good with a couple of layers.
I must admit, I don't have not really put much thought into it.
She'll nod. I was blessed with, and she'll kind of put her fingers in her hair and shake it out and kind of shake her head, with the thickness of my Latina hair, with the color of my mother's people, which is Irish. So my hair came out thick and red. I hate it when people touch it, though. I swear it happens once a day. Somebody will just come by and touch my hair, and grab onto it and say it's so thick and give it a pull.
People do seem to have a regrettable lack of respect for other people's personal space or dignity or persons in general.
How so?
Well, as you said, people enter your personal space and lay hands upon your hair. And there have been similar incidents.
Like what?
Lucy will just kind of shrug and vaguely gesture. I discouraged them.
Oh, you mean when you touched my face?
No, Fenris has respect for people.
Michael.
He respects others. He's simply less aware of appropriate norms than many people. But as am I.
I lived in a small village, I'll say.
She'll kind of bite her lip and look back over at Fenris, and with kind of like a very sweet face, she'll say, I can't really say I'm all that opposed to you touching me. And she'll shrug. It's just not really a problem I'm suffering from. But I appreciate Lucy's thoughtfulness.
As I said, the issue is only if you are touching people that would rather you didn't. And she'll give a smile, like she's fairly aware that like even earlier she was fairly aware that Magda didn't really mind that much, but she wanted to remind Fenris that asking is a good thing.
Yeah, she looks like she's a second from crawling into his lap right now, so she's definitely digging the view.
Uh-huh.
His brother sent her for a reason. Or, I'm sorry, her brother sent her for a reason. He was basically like, hey, Fenris is probably like you. Boom, go. What? You're single and I'm tired of it. Okay.
Yeah, because he's got a problem with people being single.
He has a problem with his sisters being single. His brother can stay single for a long time.
No, he seems to have problems with people being single in general, the way he was complaining.
With women, yes.
He has a problem with women being single. That's a legitimate thing, actually. Men, he doesn't give a fuck about. Women, he has a problem with them being single. So, yes. But yeah, she'll smile back at Fenris. You could touch my hair if you wanted.
And he'll like look at it, touch her hair, and look at it, and like turn his head to the side, looking at it.
So fucking soft.
Yeah, he'll like run his fingers through it. He'll say so soft. Like, and he'll scratch his head and silk, and he'll nod.
Once a week, I wash my hair with baking soda, and then put coconut oil in it and leave it in overnight. And she'll nod.
What is baking soda?
Like a powder? Like baking soda. I don't even really know how to describe baking soda because it's baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate, I think? Is that it? Or is it? She'd know this, actually. She's got chemistry. I can't remember which one is which. And I'm looking at it, so it's even funnier. Hold on. Let me make sure that's baking soda. That's baking powder. And sodium. Baking soda is... Give me a second for me to match the knowledge my character has. Oh no, it is sodium bicarbonate. What the fuck? Um, so yeah, she'll say, sodium bicarbonate? I don't, it's, um, she'll kind of blink. It's, a powder. It's white, and you use it in many, many things, actually. You use it to clean, and you use it to brush your teeth, and in cosmetic uses. I buy it by, like, the sack full. It's
Hmm.
used in hair coloring.
I'll say I have to look into that. I don't. It was. I didn't have any in my village.
You probably did. It was just one of those things you never really notice. It's a byproduct of, and she'll just shake her head, she'll shake her head and then she'll wave her hand, like, whatever. It's like that's silly. Like, I'm not gonna go into it. But she kind of smiles at him. So, what village are you from?
Um,
Balakenwood?
I'll say it's not very famous.
I'm just from the Bronx. She'll like shrug. I know a
That's
lot of
good.
people probably look down on that, but it's where I'm from.
Guys, wrong. Is that a place in New York?
It's
I'm
the
sure not.
it's the northernmost borough to New York City.
And why would people look down on it?
Because it's not the best area of town. It's poverty stricken and crime ridden and all those other lovely things.
Do you still live there?
So not.
So look at her and be like, then do you have someone to protect you?
Mm-hmm. She'll put up her dukes. Mm-hmm. Her two fists.
And
I call
so,
this one Van Dam and this one's Fidel. A reference you wouldn't get, but that's what she says.
yeah, okay. You're just looking, so you named your fists, your hands?
Well, War and Peace.
But yes, I'll say, no, my village was very small and we didn't have much. We didn't have that thing you call TV.
You must be from the European Soviet bloc. She'll nod, like apologetically. Or Scandinavia. Unless you're like Luco.
So,
I'm
sorry, what was that? I didn't hear that part. Oh, I see.
She said, unless you're like Lugo.
Mm, okay. Gotcha, he said. Uh, guys, I just came here recently. I'm still getting used to everything.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. She'll nod. Now I understand. Okay, I get you.
And what is it you understand?
Kind of in public, so
And he'll go, oh, yes, yes.
But you are not.
no. But me,
You're,
Pop,
you're
he's always.
like, easy?
Mm-hmm. But well, no, like, okay, me Papi's always been able to see stuff. You know what I mean? Like see stuff. And it runs in my family on my dad's side.
Do
Like,
you have it?
she'll shake her head. Also, my mom's side of the family practices Santeria.
And he'll say, look at me, I don't know what that is. And
Oh my
smile.
god. It's a faith, a religion. Gabriel practices it the most out of all of us. I practice some things, but it's not that I don't believe in it. I just she'll kind of tilt her head. I don't know. I think if you want to do something, you need to do it for yourself, not go to other spirits or things like that for it.
And he'll say, well, you could do it for yourself, or you can do it for people that you like.
Yeah, but Santeria is based on the idea that you're channeling spirits to do things for you or to give you guidance or wisdom. And I understand going to people or to your elders or friends for advice or wisdom, but I don't know, just something about calling on the spirits for that is. She'll shake her head. I don't know, it's not really my thing. I only save it for like the most dearest and direst of emergencies. But Gabe, he's a straight up practitioner. Lucio, she'll shake her head. He doesn't do religion. That's nope, not his bag.
He does seem somewhat scathing of my religious viewpoints.
No, it's not a personal thing. Trust me. He's yep. He basically considers people of faith to be deluded and childlike.
So he thinks you're childlike?
I don't know, but I also don't know if I really much care what he thinks. His opinion
Okay.
is his.
He'll go, well, if you think you do it for yourself, then what your friend, even what other people shouldn't matter. Even if they're your friends, well, because they can think differently and you can still be friends. And he'll just smile and nod.
I'm on this path and he's on his, and wherever his path leads him, I wish him the best. And all I ever ask him or anyone to do is respect mine. If I'm bringing harm to myself, that's my choice. If I'm like, I don't agree with the way. I understand that he had the right to do it, and whatever, that's fine. But I don't agree that. I don't like the position he put Izzy in. She
Like
could have
what?
just been allowed to make her mistakes, and if she's my sister, I loved her, or I love her. I'm sorry, she says love. I love her, but if her choice was to end up on a mortician's slab, then that's her choice.
It is better to help someone to make better choices than to take the choice from them.
I think his main concern and why he stepped in and took the choice away from her, though, is because she was pregnant. And at that point, when you're dealing with a child, that gets a little bit trickier, and I can see where that's the only reason I agreed to step back and hold my hands up on the matter, because she was pregnant. But without her being with child, well, luckily she found Aaron, but at this point I would have just said, oh no, Izzy, if that's what you want, that's what you want. And if you want to get yourself abused and thrown in a corner and killed, well, there you go. I'll miss you. But I lead my own life. But no, my brother is not in any way, shape, or form. He tolerates the practice of it. He respects that people are religious, but he doesn't fool around with it. And I don't notice him letting people. I don't think he really likes when people talk to him about religion very much.
He does seem reluctant to think that people are capable of making their own decisions at times.
She'll shrug.
So, and afterwards, she'll look at him and go, so when did you arrive in Salem?
Like about 2 hours ago, so thank you, Lucio, for sending me out. She'll chuckle. I took the train. So you're a woman of faith?
She nods.
What do you follow? What's your faith?
I'm Catholic. And she will pull the crucifix from her neckline just to kind of show it.
We are too.
But I do not think that you can look outside of yourself for things to happen for you. And I've always thought it more, well, not always, but for a long time I've thought it more about what you can do than what God can do for you.
She'll nod.
There is kindness in this world, and there is compassion, and the guide for that is the conscience that we've been fortunate enough to be given. Cannot expect God to mend things for us, but we can mend things for each other in His stead.
It was said even Mother Teresa had a very serious lapse of faith. She felt that she didn't feel the same connection to God that she did when she was younger. But I think actually, in my opinion, that shows an even greater measure of faith. To choose to act in someone's name and to carry out what you believe to be someone's cause, some being's cause, whatever. She'll shrug. I don't know, I've always seen faith as a bit of not knowing the quote-unquote truth. If you knew it, then it would be fact. It would be less something you could take on faith. You know? She'll kind of look over to Fenris.
And she'll nod, because I understand. And she'll look to Lucy and goes, Lucy told me about her religion, but and she'll look to her, and I respect it. I tried confessing, but it helped, but I think I want to follow my own faith. Figure something out.
She'll nod.
As long as you listen to your heart and your conscience, all faiths lead to the same conclusions: to love and care for one another. That is the most important thing.
That's not necessarily true. There are some faiths that certainly put an emphasis on very selfish aims.
Perhaps I'm simply not aware of those faiths yet.
She'll nod.
Yeah, and I'll be like, well, what faith are these?
Well, if you think about it, at times Christianity has actually been very violent. The three Abrahamic religions are all guilty of it.
Yes,
Judaism, Catholicism, or Christianity, and Islam have all, at points in times.
I think that very much a case of people failing to listen to their heart and their conscience and instead listening to their desires.
But it was still their faith, and they were still guided by their faith, and people were led to inaction by their faith. They believed because it was the will of God that it was okay to, for instance, walk into Cana and kill everyone there that was not of the Judaic people, or, for instance, the Crusades, or, God forbid, 9/11. People act within their faith, believing that what they are doing will put them right by God.
Was
And
that
their faith drives
last
them to
November?
kill and to hurt and to make others suffer. And they do it in the name of God.
Was that last November?
What do you mean last November?
You referred to something I was not aware of.
September 11th,
Oh,
2001?
why would you put them in that order?
What do you mean?
Well, it has always been more sensible to place the day before the month, seeing as it is followed by the year. The size makes more sense in that order. She'll shrug.
I mean, okay, that's fine, but here in the US, we do it the other way.
She shrugs again. So, the 11th of September.
Yes.
What about it?
There was a very large act of terrorism done in the name of faith in the US. Many people died. I remember that. It was a really hard day. We lost someone in our family to that, actually.
I'm
My
sorry.
uncle passed away.
Fenris would like to down. I'm sorry.
He wasn't like a familial uncle. He wasn't like by blood. He was our uncle by. He was our uncle by. He'll roll his
Association?
hands. Yeah, like she'll shrug. I don't know if it makes sense, but whatever. But yeah, he was a first responder, and he passed away. He was killed. But I mean, I think that's the problem. People always say that faith is love and harmony, and it moves things forward, and it's all these beautiful things, and then they forget
Faith
some of
should,
the.
faith should be love and harmony. And doing what is best and not what is easiest or most enjoyable. Faith is
Well,
hope, or it should be.
faith is neutral. It's just the belief in a doctrine or dogma that you don't have fact in. So therefore, in and of itself, faith is neutral. One could say that it's that you should have faith in things that are harmonious and productive and good and righteous. Well, I don't like the word righteous, so she'll shrug, whatever. But faith in and of itself is just static and doesn't really have a. It's neutral. It's ambivalent. And that's the problem. People forget that it's neutral, and then when people do things in faith that are completely demonstrable, then they disregard it, forgetting that it's It was an act of faith.
There are many things that can be done with the hope of the future being improved that are reprehensible in the moment. But I still maintain that if you act with conscience, with faith, perhaps most important of all, with hope, those are the guides towards a good life.
I think there are definitely principles that anyone can employ.
But I agree that there have been many wrongs done in the name of beliefs, in the name of countries or gods or figures of power that people choose to lay their decisions at the feet of, whether that reflects those faiths or people or nations or not.
I think that's why I just, for the most part, tend to shrug, take it. I tend to just not bother with it too much. I have some measure of faith. As I said, Gabriel is definitely probably the faithfulest out of us, and Lizzie, she's pretty strongly faith too. I don't know, like, Izzy's weird with it. And then you have Luco on the other end who has no time for it whatsoever and avoids it.
And what about Izzy? How is she with faith?
She's more disciplinarian about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like the routine of it appeals to her. The comfort. It's not so much that there is something to believe in, but she likes having quote unquote the father, you know? She's used to a strong father figure.
He'll nod.
And what about you? What's your faith? What's your thoughts on all this?
He'll look around, guys. I believe in, and he'll guys, destiny. But I believe that we have the power to choose our own destiny, and that we choose who we are supposed to be.
Do you have? She'll smile.
Because if we have, guys, well, I don't. When I walk out this door, I will choose where I go, and I do not know what any of the paths will lead me to, but I still choose to follow a path.
You believe in a higher power?
If you're thinking, guys, maybe I believe that. If you're thinking, guys, not that something created this earth, but rather that this earth is watching us itself and is simply looking at us. It is neutral, as you said. It is sad when some of us do bad things, make the wrong choices. It is sad when some of us part away, but decides not to take place. And he'll scratch his fingers like a mother wolf once her children are gone. She will be sad if she sees bad things happening to them, but she will not intervene. It is no longer her place. guys, and that's how I believe this earth is watching us, this land is watching us.
I've always wondered. I've always been curious of the gods outside of the traditional Yahweh.
And if you look at guys, well, where I was, a lot of people were what we see today as gods. Like, I lived with Loki and Thor and Odin for a while, but there was also Gaia and Luna and some Japanese gods like there was Susano and Hellfingers. But now that I've learned to see this world, I wonder if how many of them were gods and how many of them were just people that were shaped to be like the gods, that are here.
Considering my shaping, I would say it quite likely.
I'm just trying to figure out how faiths that fall under the Abrahamic tradition have gotten to the point believing that there's only one God when their highest commandments clearly state that there are more. And she'll nod, very confused. That's always confused me. That's why I've always been curious into the other gods, witch gods, in learning of the different. So when the children of Judea decided to choose and take Yahweh as their main deity, their one God, which ones did they leave behind? I've also always been fascinated in the feminine design of God. We always see God as such a masculine character. But if anyone tries to bring up the idea of learning of quote unquote the sacred feminine, it turns into a matter of, oh, well, God is not something that could be attributed to features of man. And it's like, well, you have a perfectly fine time of imagining him, the Lord, as a man. So why can't the omnipotent, all present being be seen as a woman? And if it is, I mean, I know some people say Sophia and, you know, Gaia, she'll roll her hand, Ishtara, things like that. But,
Nothing here.
mm-hmm. But that's the other thing that's always fascinated me too is, I don't know, the more feminine aspect of faith and religion. Now it's become fairly aggressively masculine.
If feminists will sketch like who else think and be go why?
I mean, if you think about it, right now, the major belief structures and systems of the world are quite slated to the the leadership of men, the progression of men,
You should be
the
very grateful for the time that you were born in.
um
believe me when I say it has been worse.
You might want to catch up on modern times. It's not bad here in the States. But my parents left Mexico so that we wouldn't have to deal with certain problems that my female relatives had to face, and that's the light end of things.
And yet Lucia makes light of it when I say that at 15 I did not want to marry. That I was expected to make a decision for the rest of my life to marry the man that my parents had chosen.
How does he make light of that?
He joked that if I had married him, I could have made him kind or generous, or any of those things which he was very definitely not.
Oh, ow. She'll get up and she'll look at Fenris and she'll say, "Did you say Mario's? Tonight?
And
What time?"
he'll look at his watch. 7.
7 p.m.?
He'll nod.
Okay, I'll see you later. And she walks out.
It's probably a good thing Lucy didn't go on to mention the other things that Lucia said that were similar.
And he'll look at her and goes, what happened? How come she left?
I think she was displeased with her brother's actions.
Oh, and he'll smile at her. Goes, oh, okay. Oh, her net dropped. But yeah, she'll say, well, and he'll smile and goes, I like her. She seems nice. Yeah.
She does.
And he'll look at Lucy and goes, her hair is so red.
It is.
And he'll smile at Lucy. And he'll go, do you want to drink something else?
No, I think I shall be okay.
And he'll get up. And if everything's paid for, well, he'll smile and hug Lucy. And so he'll say, yeah, well, I have to get ready, I think. And smile and leave.
Before he goes, Lucy is going to pat him on the shoulder. Good luck.
And he'll smile and say, thank you. And yeah, so he'll, hug Lucy again, and we'll leave.
Lucy will finish her cup of tea, wondering why out of the entire family, only one of them seems to be scathing and horrible to her. And then she will leave.
Okay, well, I think we can end this in there.